So let's solve the second problem now. Okay. So in this question, we are supposed to find the voltage drops V1 and V2, where V1 is the voltage drop across this dependent current source, and V2 is the voltage drop across this independent current source. So the drops across the current source. What is unique about the drop across current source is that we cannot directly find using KVL. We cannot say the drop across the current source directly by applying a KVL. Okay, especially for an independent current source. For a dependent current source also, we cannot say what is the voltage drop. For a resistor we can say V equal to IR, but for a current source we can't say directly. If it's a voltage source, if it's 5 volts or what, we can say it's 5 volts is the voltage across it. But for a current source, it's not directly told. We cannot directly say this is what is the equation for the voltage across the current source. Fine, that is one thing we can keep in our mind, and that is nothing but the super mesh concept, right? And a mesh where there's a current source where you cannot apply the KVL, that is called a super mesh. Fine. Let's not get into that for now, but this can be solved very easily using KCL. That is a nodal analysis. Why I go for KCL? Mainly because there are three meshes. That's one reason. If I use KVL, three meshes, three equations, it's going to be difficult. And this is second very important reason is that if I even use KVL and write three equations, I cannot write the voltage drop across this 5 amps directly. I have to say V2, I have to say V1. There's nothing else. Because I given V2, V1, I can write only that much. I can't simplify it further. Okay, fine. So now why I'm going to choose KCL is that there's only one node that I will be considering. This is going to be a same node. Why this is all going to be a same node? Because there's no voltage drop across this path. Why there's no voltage drop? A voltage drop across only if there is an element. When the current passes through some element, there is going to be a voltage drop. So if the current passes 4 ohm element, there will be a voltage drop. But here see there's no element at all. So whenever there's no element in the path, then that means it's all having the same potential. If it's having the same potential, I can say it's a same node. So I can call the potential of this node as Vx. Let's call it as Vx, and let's proceed. Okay, so for the Vx node, I'm going to write the nodal equation. So now I don't know, this is not a voltage source, so I can't say it's 5 volts or 2 volts, but this is directly connected to the ground, and the effective voltage would be what the drop across the 5 amp current source. So what I can say is that because they are given the naming terminology is V2, I can take the voltage drop at this end to be V2. Alright, because V2 is the effective voltage that is seen at this point. So I'm going to take it as V2. So V2, okay, for the current equations, let's put the arrow marks first. The current is, so I'll use this color. The current is entering, I'm going to assume this way, and I'm going to follow the I. Wherever there is a current direction they are mentioned, I'm going to use the same current direction. Okay, so the green colors are my current direction. So can you see that? Okay, for this node. Why it's the same node? Because there's no potential difference. There's no drop. There's no element. Only if the current passes some element, it will be dropped. That's what I said. And here it's all the same potential. So I can say the whole way, everywhere it is going to be Vx as the drop. Okay, so let's proceed with the nodal equation. So now I said the one end of this resistor 4 ohm is having Vx because this current source is having V2 as a potential, right? It's a drop across it. We don't know the value, but we can say it as V2. So V2 minus Vx, the other end is connected to Vx of 4 ohm. So divided by 4 should be equal to the, because the sum of the entering current is equal to the sum of the leaving current. Only one current is entering, so the other currents I can say. So this is what Vx by 4, right? Vx minus 0 divided by 4. Vx minus 0 divided by 4, I'm not writing the 0. Okay, again it's Vx minus 0 by 4. Okay, these are all the leaving currents. Alright, and for this branch we don't have a resistor, so we can't write in terms of resistance or V by R formula, we can't use, but we can say this is a current source, so I can say the value of the current source is the value of the current coming down, so it should be 2I. So I've written in terms of I. Okay, now let's closely look. I'm just going to change the color. Okay, so now V2 minus Vx by 4 is what? Is a current entering through 4 ohm resistor. So what's the current entering? 5 amp current is entering. So I can say this is equivalent to 5. Alright, and Vx by 4 is what? Vx by 4 is the current coming down in this branch. So what is the current coming down in this branch? They have named it as I. So let me also name it as I. Equal to I. So Vx by 4 and Vx by 4. If this is I, then this is also going to be I. There's not going to be any change. Let's do I. Okay. So now we got a single equation with single variable. So we can find what is I. So what is I? So phi equal to 4i. So I equal to 5 by 4. 5 by 4 amperes. Okay. So we found what is I. Okay. We got what is the value of I. So once we got the value of I, what we can say, so what our ultimate aim was not to find the current, but our ultimate aim is to find the V1 and V2. But now we have got what is I. Okay, let's keep this safe. So let's keep this result safe somewhere here. Okay, let's keep it safe. All right. So, okay. So now we're supposed to find V1. Okay, let's go one by one. V1. V1 is where? V1 is the current voltage drop across this current source. As I told you earlier, we cannot directly find the voltage drop across the current source. So what we can do, we can now think about what other element will have the voltage drop of V1. So this current source is connected in parallel with this 4 ohm resistor and this 4 ohm resistor as well. So the voltage drop across this 4 ohm resistor will be the voltage drop across this current source as well, correct? Because they are connected in parallel, and parallel elements are going to have the same voltage drops. All right. So let me think and find what is the voltage drop across this 4 ohm resistor. So what is the voltage drop across this 4 ohm resistor? So I know the current coming down this 4 ohm resistor is I, correct? Vx by 4. So both of them had the current coming down is I. Okay. So if I know the current I can say the voltage drop across the 4 ohm resistor V4 ohm equal to I into R. What is the current? It is Vx by 4. So Vx by 4 is I. So I is 5 by 4. Okay. So I know the current is 5 by 4 and the resistance is 4 amperes. Sorry, resistance is 4 ohms. Sorry for that. 4 ohms, alright. So now what is the value of the voltage drop across 4 ohm resistor? The 4 ohm resistor has a voltage drop of 5 volts. Okay, good. So we found till what is the voltage drop of 4 ohm resistor. So this is nothing but the voltage, and this is nothing, I've just written IR. This is I into R, IR formula. V equal to IR, that formula. Okay. So we found what is voltage drop across 4 ohm resistor, and whatever the voltage drop across this 4 ohm resistor should be the voltage drop across this element, current source, whatever is in parallel, right? So V1 will be equal to V4 ohms, voltage drop across 4 ohms, which is equal to 5 volts. Do we have that option? Yes, we have the option. Okay, so directly we can say it's A, but it's very important for us to know the method to solve B2 as well. So let's proceed and first find out the answer for that also. So let me just put it in the box and keep it so that we can use it. Alright. Okay. So now let's proceed and find okay, shape's done. So we go right. Okay. So now we are supposed to find what is V2. Okay, V2 is the drop across this 5 amp current source. Okay, how we can find? Okay, let me think in this terms. I already know V2 minus Vx by 4 is 5 amperes. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to try to solve using that. Okay. So what is V2? That is what I need to find. So V2 is my question. Minus Vx. What is Vx? Do we know what is Vx? I know what is I, correct? From here I can say what is I. So let me say that. So here I can say the I will be equal to Vx by 4. So from here, okay, so shall we say Vx by 4 equal to I is 5 by 4. So this gives Vx equal to 5 volts. Okay, so from this one I can take Vx can be equated to 5 volts. So let me put that V2 minus, instead of Vx I'm putting 5 volts divided by the resistor is 4 equal to 5 amperes. Okay, this is the current flowing through this 4 ohm resistor, right? That's what I'm taking. So drop across the one end of the 4 ohm was V2, the other end was Vx, and Vx we found because Vx by 4 was I, and I was 5 by 4 amperes, so I substituted 5 by 4 here, and so Vx happened to be 5 volts. So that instead of Vx, I've replaced with 5 volts. So V2 minus 5 by 4 equal to 5. So from this, what we're getting from this, V2 equal to this becomes 20. 20 plus 5 will become 25. So 25 volts. So do we get the answer here? Yes. So option A is matching with our answer. So we got the answer for this. Right. So if I want to change the color, okay. All right. So I hope you understand this. So let's meet in the next question. Thank you.